G'day guys, Pete here from Clinic Mastery, and today you are in for an absolute treat. This is a doozy. This is the break even and forecasting spreadsheet. And in particular, what we're going to be going through is how to use it to plan for coming off of the tools. Now, one of the most common things that we get asked at Clinic Mastery is, hey Pete, how can I decrease my clinical hours and how can I come off the tools or reduce my hours on the tools? Not everyone wants to completely come off the tools. Some people do, some people don't. Some people love consulting, fantastic. But what you want is the option. You being in your business and consulting in the business should be a choice, not chains. You shouldn't need to do that in order for the business to survive. And so that's what we want to go through today. Because for a lot of people, they're kind of looking at the point of, well, what could we be doing right now to take that next step forwards? If at the end of 2024, when I film this now, and you're watching this, if in 12 months' time you want to be in a different position to where you are now, with the amount of consulting that you're doing, then this could be exactly what you need. So I'm just going to share screen on this one, and we're going to have a little bit of a play around. Now, you should have this sheet. If you don't have this sheet, there should be a download wherever this video is, and it should be nice and easy. All you need to do is click make a copy of this one. This is our forecasting and break even, or break even and forecasting sheet. Now, what you need to do to start with is put in clinic name. I'll just chuck Clinic Mastery in here, how many directors you have. So if you hit 2, it'll drop down a second option for a director and then the percent ownership. Okay, so just this example, put myself down, 100% ownership, a little bit selfish, I know, but let's just roll on into this. And then how many sites do you have? Now, this is built for 4 sites. If you have more than 4 sites, it is going to get a little complex in adding it in yourself. Not exactly something we can just easily do for you. But if you do have more than 4 sites, you could always just have multiple sheets and run 2 sheets or 3 sheets, depending how many sites you have. But you put in here your weekly expenses. Now, this is important. We need to get this right. This is, or these are your expenses, excluding wages and super. Okay. Really, really important. So a lot of the time, people look at their operating expenses and there may be super in there, there may be admin in there, and they'll put that in here. Do not want to do that. We want to make sure that this is everything that you pay for as an expense, except any salaries, any super. So whether that's contractor, anything, because that's all going to go in this part of the sheet here. Okay, everything you're paying a person in your team to do goes here. Everything else will go here. Now, how you get this number? Log into Xero, my QuickBooks, whatever it may be, insert accounting software. Take your P&L from the last financial year and remove those things from your expenses that we just talked about, the salaries, the super, etc. And what you want to do is then divide that total number over 12 months by 52. Not rocket science, I know. Now, there are some nuances here in getting this right. It's important. One of them is, have you had any large expenses that won't be carrying forwards? Because we're looking at this to project into the future. So let's say last financial year, you paid $400,000 for a clinic fit out, and you're not planning on paying for another clinic fit out in the next 10 years, right? If we look at that, we don't want to have that in there. We don't want to use that in the calculation here because our weekly expenses that we're estimating are going to be grossly out. Okay, we're going to be overestimating by a long way, and then we'll be freaking out that we're not making any money. So if it's a loan and the loan comes out consistently, then yes, you would have that in there. But if it is a lump sum of something that's not going to continue in the future, go grab that in your P&L and rip it out because it's not going to help us to forecast forwards. Okay. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you have any questions, just let us know. But reasonably straightforward. Now, if you nail this part, the next part gets easier, I'd say. So here, we're just putting in who are your team members. Now, start with, I've just chucked in some names. We have a lot of Jesses on this team. It just felt easy. So what we've done here is we've got our admin team up here. Now, also, if you would like to add more rows, do it like this. So what you do not click on the bottom one here and go insert row below, because what's going to happen is it's not going to include it in the formula at the bottom. If you want it to be included in the formula, pick anything in the middle. So pick number 6 here, insert row below, and it's automatically going to stretch the formula here. Okay, automatically. If you do it on the bottom ones, it won't automatically stretch the formula and you'll have to rework the formula yourself. So little thing to remember, pick one that's in the middle, here, 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 right click, insert below or above. Perfect. Okay, so what I've done is just pre-filled this out. So we got Johnny, Sally, and Johnny. I was really feeling creative when I did this one. Hourly rates. This is probably our practice manager here. And this is the salary plus super. So it's going to add super in automatically. So this is the hourly rate excluding super. So once you've got that, chuck in your hours per week. And like I said, it'll work out base salary plus super. Now up here, put in your super percentage. Now in Australia, this is changing each year at the moment. So it'll be 12% come July 1st. And if you're in different parts of the world watching this, whether that's KiwiSaver or whatever the benefit is that you're paying on behalf of the employee for their future pension, retirement fund, etc., that'll go here. It's different in different countries, and some have it, some don't. Revenue multipliers, how many weeks of the year on average do your team members generate revenue? So you might say they have 4 weeks annual leave, so it takes it down to 48. We account for everyone taking 2 weeks sick leave these days, so down to 46. And you may say there's an extra 1 week of public holidays or 2 weeks of public holidays, 1 week of sick leave, whatever it may be. I've just used 45 in this example. You can use what you may. Some people go lower. Definitely don't use 52. So if we scroll on down, what I've put down here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 therapists here. You can see they're at different pay rates. They're all doing full-time hours, which is good. And they're also getting different commission percentages. Just get rid of that. And they're doing reasonably well utilized. I reckon a few of these could be doing a little bit better, especially you, Jess. I would actually expect you to be doing better. So we're going to have a chat on Monday. All good. And these are the average spends over here. So you just pull this data out of your practice management software, Clinico, Splo, Snookle, whatever it may be. Now, this would be an average over a period of time that the person was there. Okay. So don't average this over a week where they had annual leave, because we're accounting for that up here. Now, this is the average spend. Do this over a quarter, get a pretty reasonable average spend. You can see in this example, we have a tiered fee system. So we're going to expect higher fees for Jess, and physio. Or bottom two Jesses and physio, as you can see. Now, if we're scrolling down, I put myself down here as a director with $63 per hour. So you'll see that works out to about 120,000 per year plus super. So about 139,000, including super in this example. You'll see I'm seeing in this example, 50 clients per week at $149 average spend. And that's one thing that I recommend people do when they are decreasing their hours, is actually look at, well, what should your appointment fee be as you scale down, if in your profession and where you are and the type of clients you see, that's practical and reasonable. All right, so now we have this filled out, and hopefully you've been playing along at home as you go through this. The next thing that we need to do is, oh, and one more thing. If you do get a rental income, so if someone's paying you rent, just chuck it in here, because people, there's just a little thing that was hard to put somewhere. So if you're getting, I don't know, $1,000 a week in rent, chuck that one in there. Okay, perfect. And this is your weekly expenses here. So coming across, we can see that if I were to drop down, and sorry, 368,000 profit per year, if I was to drop down to 0 clients right now, in this example, the clinic profit is $32,000. Right, so my take home goes from $506,794.65 pre-tax to $171,544. So it's a pretty stark difference we're looking at there. We're talking a $330,000 difference. So what we want to do, and this is a common concern when we're looking at comfort tools, is how do we maintain the level of profitability we have, or as minimal change as possible, whilst decreasing our hours. Now, this is why we don't just do it overnight, but this is how we're going to reverse engineer doing it. Now, on average, you'll see it's close to, for every 1 client you drop, you're going to need a team member to pick up 2 clients on average, right? This is not a perfect system. It does depend on how much you pay them. We're just really looking at your gross profit margin. If you were paying them exactly 50%, it would be exactly 2 for 1. But if in this example, it's closer to 40 to 45%, it's going to be slightly off that. But you'll see the numbers as we go through. So if we were to chuck in another physio here, and let's say this physio, we're going to steal this. Actually, let's give them a name. Timothy. Welcome to the team, Tim. Now, if this person, Tim, was to see 50 at, and also the other thing is going to be dependent on the average spend, but let's say he does 104 average spend. you could come down here and go, how do we make this number 300 and what was it before? Let's have a quick look. 368,000. That's the number to find. It's a bit of a guessing game here, a trial and error. So if I make it 30, pretty close. 31, 32. Cool. Very, very close there. So if I had Timothy join the team, so we've hired one more person, he's seeing 50 per week on average, $104 average spend, I could drop 18 clients. Now, what do I know by doing this now? I know that if I hire one more Timothy, so let's call this Sandra. Sandra sees 50, I can drop another 18 and maintain that same level of profitability. So that'll be 14 clients here now. So you can see, within $7,000, $8,000, I'm now seeing 14 clients. So we know that for me to drop down to 14 clients per week or 1 day per week clients, I need to pick up 2 new team members, and we need 100 clients per week between those 2 team members. And I can drop down, in this example, 36 clients. Okay, and the reason for that here is the disparity in the average spend. Okay. So that's where we're at currently. Now, I'm going to give you a different scenario here. We're just going to, delete this and this. You can take this back up to 50. And let's say that my average spend is more on par, because many people will start like this. So we can see clinic profit per year, 300,000. Now, in this example, if we were to go, 38 and 50 here, we would be much closer to 28 there. That's good. So we can drop 22 clients for that. And what we would often do here as well is go, well, while we're doing this, the drop in your clients, increase your average spend. So if we increase the average spend here to 149 in this example, we can see that's gone up to 337. So what if we drop that to 25? What if we drop that to 20? 21, 22 it is. Cool. So we can see that if we increase the average spend to 149 in this example, and you're at 119 to start with, and this is a common thing that we will go through, you can drop down from 50 clients to 22. Now, if you were to 38 here, 50 here, and we drop this one down to roughly 5 clients per week, and you still sit at the same. So you can see what we've gone through there. And if you were to hit 0 clients per week, in that example, we'd be 267. So you just need to squeeze a few more clients up here. But you can see to drop that 45 clients, you need to pick up 100 clients with these 2 therapists. And this is the process that you want to go through. A bit of trial and error, create different scenarios, work with different ways of doing this. But this will show you what you need to do. And then this creates the plan. We know that if we're looking ahead for the next 12 months, we know that in order to drop those clients and to decrease your clinical hours, we first need to focus on hiring one person, filling them up, maybe passing some of your clients over, at the same time increase those fees in that example, or this example, sorry. And then we need to hire that second person, fill them up, pass some more of those clients over, and then we could get down to 5. And a reasonable time frame to do this in would be 6 to 9 months. Okay, you could do it faster if you really put your mind to it. But if you were to look at it and go 6 to 9 months, go from full-time on the tools to almost nothing on the tools, or nothing if you would like, entirely reasonable to do. And then you have to go, what skills do I need to pick up, or what things do I need to refine in my arsenal here in order to do this well? So we need to get better at recruiting the right people. That's important. We need to get better at filling them up. We need to get better at onboarding and training them so that they rebook well, so that they're treating people according to a management plan, creating a great management plan. So it's onboarding, so recruitment, onboarding, training, client acquisition. So we know we need to do those things. And so we can create plans and the different verticals of the business around achieving these things. So I hope this makes sense. I hope as you've gone through this with me, you've paused the video, you've done it yourself, you've watched a bit more, pause the video, do it yourself. If not, you can go back through it. It gets easier. The more you do it, the more you play around with this spreadsheet, the more it's going to make sense to you. Hopefully, now you can understand how you are going to get off the tools or decrease your clinical hours over the next 6 to 12 months. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, just reach out to us or reach out to me, sorry, at peter@clinicmastery.com. Love to help you. And if you'd like to work with us, we love helping clinic owners to grow their clinic, to amplify their impact, and to achieve their goals.